Hi guys, so today I want to share something related to my hair color. It's called the ombre. So as you may already seen that my original hair color is the black one, but however I have this a bit of like brown and blonde in the bottom, and as you already seen in my other videos, a lot of my other videos, that this is always my hair color for the past, I don't know, 6 months or something. And what you don't know is I did these things by myself. So I have the video of when I did this by myself. It was about 6 months ago when the corona just started. But what is interesting here is I'm not just doing just normal ombre, I'm doing just a little bit different ombre. So what I did is, let's take a look at the flashback.
Hi guys, so because of COVID, then not really because of COVID, I always do this for myself. So I want to make ombre, but this is a kind of a new ombre. I mean, I'm still using the same one. It's only half actually. I used the other half the other time, but this time I want to make something a bit different. So what I want to color is the inner part is gonna be ombre, the full ombre, but the outer will be what you call it, this when you have some yes and not really highlights. Well, so it's falling apart now, so we catch up when we start.
Voila! I believe looking into the flashback is really interesting. But don't be discouraged, I will be appearing here and there in the flashback. So, what I want to show is the process before all my hair was like crumbled like those 12 parts and other parts. So, what do you need is hair comb, another hair comb, and then elastic hair rubber band, which I always mention that rubber band is this elastic one. Sometimes colorful, sometimes just this plain black, white and transparent color. You can also use this kind. This is, I call it there maybe like big hair clip or something like that. You can also use something like this. In the worst case, you can also use this kind of clip that you usually use to, you know, for the food or something. But anything will do, okay? You can just wash it afterwards and beforehand. Okay, so why don't we start? We're gonna start with the first part, separating the top layer and the inner layer. So it's also called the outer layer and the inner layer. What I do is I'm just usually just take the outer one like this, and you can see now what is left is just my inner layer. So this is all the outside here, and this is just inner. And we can hold these things by the big one. What I would suggest is you're holding the inner layer with this hair clip, so the inner layer will not be counted when you divide your outer layer by 12 parts. So as you see, this the inner layer is now I hold with this big hair clip, so it will not in your way when you separated the outer layer. So now you can just let go the outer layer. Okay. Secondly, we now divided this outer layer into 12 parts, so it will look more natural. The more you divide, it will look more natural. So I would say 12 parts is good because it's not too many, yet it's also not too less. So what you need is like 6 pieces of these things. Any color will do. And 6 pieces of another part. So you can use these things, the hair foot clip or this kind of clip. In the video I use the foot hair clip because I just have this like a lot, like 20 or 30 pieces, so I can just borrow it in the meantime. And I don't really have many other hair clip rather than this elastic rubber band. So the next step is to divide your outer part into two. So what you do is you are dividing these two like this. Like just divide exactly in the middle and then let it go. Okay? And then one part means you have to divide again by 6. So now you have to divide these things by 6. Of course, I would suggest you to look into the mirror and divide it properly. I'm just giving you step-by-step example of how to divide these hairs. Okay, so one part like this has to be parted by 6, and also the other part has to be parted by 6. And then you're gonna take this and part by 3. So you have 1, 2, 3. Okay. Ignore this 2 part. Just take 1 part first. What you have to do for this 1 part is you have to divide by 2. So this 1 part you have to divide by 2. It means that just divide like this by 2. And the first part you have to divide like you want to use. The first one is the elastic rubber band first, or the first one is the hair clip first. And then later on you also need to define which one you want to color. So let's do this by elastic first. Okay. Just leave it there. Okay. This is just for separation. The second one is you want to put this, for example. It's probably not so good for your hair, but or you can also put this. For a nicer example, I would put this one. Okay. Now it's divided already. You have the one, and then you divide. You remember that it was 2 other parts like this, right? And we have to divide the left part into 6 parts, and also the right part into 6 parts. So now you already have 2 parts here. It means you still need another 4 parts. So we have 2, we have to divide another 2, and as I should mention that actually you have to really do it different part. So it's okay, let me continue. So you did it the elastic rubber band, the first one. The second one you did with the hair clip. So the third one you have to do it with the elastic rubber band, because we want to have this elastic rubber band, hair clip, elastic rubber band, hair clip, elastic rubber band, hair clip, and that will continue into like another part in the right side. Okay? So we put the elastic rubber band, then we put the hair clip. Okay. 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 And then you have the last part. Then you have to do that. Then do it like this: elastic rubber band and hair clip. What you next need to do is you also need to divide from here, come here, okay? So you can continue dividing elastic rubber band, hair clip, elastic rubber band, hair clip, elastic rubber band, hair clip, okay? So the last one should be a hair clip here. So it should be like hair clip. I'm just making it a bit shorter time because I'm not gonna really separate this by 12, but yeah, so also the other parts in the back. So we will come like elastic rubber band hair clip, 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 and continuously until hair clip is the last one. So that's how you can separate the outer part and the inner part, and also how you part the outer part by 12 parts.
So we started with the inner part, and actually it's we started with the very bottom, so it's only 1/3 of it, and then we will gradually increase in the next step, because when ombre you want to look at like naturally, and then it's getting brighter, so you don't really want to have this sharp distance between the color and your original hair. So then we will continue for the next part. So we only treat the inner one, and the inner also only the bottom one. So in the next few minutes we will increase to the next, and then we will treat the outer one. So yeah, the first step all is done. They are done. So what we're gonna do is, after the first step, for all the inside, we will go to the second step. The first step for all the outside. So all the outside is the one that are marked with this rubber, and those with these things are not. Okay, that's all. So I will start with this one. So this very tiny one, and this part only. So you know what we do? What we do is to make it gradient with a 3-step. So then your hair will not be like so strong color in one step. So let's continue. So all the first step of the top one is also done. So now we continue to the second step of the inner one, and then we will continue more and more after that. So the second step is done. So we go to the last step, and then after that we can take off everything, and then we can just pouring anything left and just playing around, and it's done. Okay, let's try the. So now is the highest one, and after this all done, we just need to leave it for 30 minutes, because I don't want to have a very strong line. So I started taking off the rubber, and to make it a blend better, so like this one, because when there is a rubber, then it doesn't looks, it cannot really blend really better. So last step, I will have to take off all of these things, not only the rubber but also this. This should be clean, and I'll just wash it again, because it's not supposed to be used for this. But yeah, so you can see the one that have this virgin hair, and those. Oh, maybe it's this one is get contaminated a bit. Anyway, yeah, and those with the rubber are the one that we color, and then we have to see how is the result. Voila! So this is now like the last step. So it took me actually more than 1 hour since I started the first layer. So it's actually if you can see now, the first layer was already getting color. This is like quite strong, so there will be a blend like strong and not really strong and stuff, so I put some in the back as well. So now in the next 3 minutes we gonna start to rinse it. So they have this the shampoo for it. We're gonna catch up back when we finish washing this, and then we see like we dry it and we see how is the color.
So the next one, we have now everything in place. We have 12 parts in the top, and we have inner part that we don't divide. It's just the whole inner part that we divide, that we hold with this big hair clip. Okay, and then what we do next is to color it. As you may already see in the flashback, that we do step-by-step coloring. So for the hair like my hair, like dark hair, like really dark hair, it takes much longer than what they advise. So they advise I think 30 minutes or something like that, and it always took me about 40 minutes, maybe 1 hour, to get a bit of desirable color. Otherwise the color will not be seen good enough. And that's why I started it with the inner part of my hair. So this inner part is where I started first, because these are the healthy hairs, and the healthy hair usually are harder to absorb all of those chemicals, so it takes longer. So what I did is giving the chemical. Okay, I can show you here. I'm sure you enjoy watching the flashback, but I will just repeat for the sake of clarity here. I usually see, for example, when I say 30 centimeters, I don't really calculate 30. I'm just saying like, okay, how high you want the color will be, like the last. So you don't want until the root, you want probably until here, okay? Probably until here, okay? So we leave this part still your natural hair color. That is what ombre is, right? So then this, the rest of the part, we divide this by 3. So this, okay? So you now know one part of the hair is about this much, only this much. And then this is the second part of the hair, and this is the third part of the hair, okay? And what we do also the same one with the outer one. We divide it by 3, so how high you want the color will be. Okay, you want the color until here, for example, we divide 1, 2, and then 3. So we hold this elastic rubber band until the last part that you want, for example here. So then what we do first is we are coloring the inner part first. Okay, you color only 1/3 of it first. You put the color here. Okay, done. Just wait 5 minutes. Okay, because we do like inner outer, so it will take many back and forth. So just wait 5 minutes, and then you continue to the outer one. You continue to the outer one again, just 1/3, just this part. Just this part of all the rubber band, for example. So all the hair that you hold with the elastic rubber band, okay? Okay. So sorry, I cannot really see it. You really have to see it with the okay. So these two, and there are like, for example, 6 other parts, 4 other parts. So that you hold with the elastic rubber band, you want to color this. So now, after you wait for 5 minutes for this one, you continue to this 1/3 of this, okay? Just 1/3. All the one that you hold with the elastic rubber band. So 1/3 of this, 1/3 of this, 1/3 of the others, okay? And then wait for another 5 minutes. Then we continue again with the 2/3 of this. You can always put more into the end, towards the end. So you can just start it with here. So now it's like this is the 1/3, okay? This is the 2/3. We start putting the chemical from here. You wipe until the end. From here, you wipe until the end. You wipe until the end, okay? It's also exactly the same with the one you hold with the elastic rubber band, okay? You already have it here. You add it more, and then you wipe until the end. You wipe until the end. Doing exactly the same for the other that you hold with the elastic rubber band. And what you you gonna do with the one with the hair clip? Like, oh, this guy. Okay, for this one, for example, what you gonna do with this one? Just leave it there. You want it to be like your black color or any color of your hair. So you want it to be still natural. So then you just leave it there. Wait for another 5 minutes, and then you go for the last part of this thing. So you want the color until here only, right? So just put this one, and then put the chemical entirely from here to the bottom, from here to the bottom, from here to the bottom. Also, in here, you want until here. Sorry. Yeah, you want until here, for example. You want it this high, the color. So then you put the color from here to the bottom, from here to the bottom, from here to the bottom. Do exactly for all the hair that you hold with the elastic rubber band, from whichever it is and then to the bottom. So after you done these things, from here to the bottom, you wait for 5 minutes, and then you did the one for the outer hair. So entirely you already done this from the very beginning. It was already maybe half an hour. Now, until everything is already applied, like your hair is already, you know, like even the last part here is already applied, you just need to wait another 30 minutes. And what I usually do, sometimes maybe 10-15 minutes before, I will just try to add a little bit more chemical into slightly like 1 or 2 centimeters more before this hair, and I just apply it there in all the part, like the inner part and then also the outer part that I hold with the elastic rubber band. I also apply that. Why? Because I just don't want to make the line between the black and the whatever color you choose very obvious, because I want it to look more natural. So by the end, 10 minutes or 15 minutes before, I also added a little bit color on top of that, so then it will be more gradual. So then you, as you may already realize, the very towards the end of the hair, it's already taking maybe 1 hour, you know. So then it's been, the color been absorbed really well, and then another 2/3 part, it's been maybe 50 minutes. It's also absorbed well, and then this part maybe already 30-40 minutes. It's also absorbing. So then it's time to wash the hair. Okay, for my hair it takes in total almost 1 hour, but for your hair maybe 30 minutes is already very strong. So I would suggest that you try it first, maybe with a little bit of your hair, and then you see in 30 minutes how strong is your hair color will be. Okay, so then you can do this part, and you can realize, you can calculate like from the beginning until the end, how in total, how much time in total you need to color your hair. But that's the trick. Hi, so after I dry, and then I give some vitamins and I wash up everything, so now you can see the ombre. It's like there are some ombre and some is still black, like this one. So there's some ombre, black ombre, and the inside is the whole things are ombre. Yeah, so some black and some ombre. So yeah. So this is the whole result. Okay, so now we come to the end of the video. I'm sure you really enjoy the time that you see how is the process and how is the end result of my ombre. And as you can already see, and also in all my other videos, I haven't redone my hair ombre until now. And yeah, I even think now my hair is very long already. Like if you compare with 6 months ago, it was like probably this much, and now it's like super long. And I really want to cut my hair. And in the next video, I will share with you of how to cut your own hair. I mean, I know there's plenty of other videos of how you cut your own hair, but this is precisely like how you cut your own hair, not with just like, you know, some people just do this and then just cut it. No, I will just show you like the proper way of how you cut your own hair, and it's fun. I mean, I cut my own hair many times, and I can do at least 2 types of cutting hair. The one is the shaggy one, the V one or U, and the other one is just cutting short and straight, and you know. So in the next video I will show you how to cut my own hair. But before we parted, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also like this video if you really like it. And of course, after you try these methods at home and you color your own hair and you have your beautiful ombre result, don't forget to comment here how it turned out for you, and also comment how easy is it for you or how difficult it was for you. Okay, so see you in the next video and bye.